Alrighty, hello and good morning, Cesar. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm well. And yourself?
I'm doing amazing. I'm freezing on my end, so I apologize for any funny faces I'm making. But super excited to chat with you today and get to know your professional experience a bit further. So, if you don't mind, start by telling me a little bit about your professional experience.
Okay. My name is Cesar Saavedra, and I have started my career working in the banking industry as a teller, and I worked my way up into the logistics industry, various roles as a manager, supervisor, and a coordinator.
Beautiful.
Uh,
And thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
I have been in all my roles taking pride in my work.
Absolutely. And it shows, right? It shows how you've been able to really establish yourself in your previous roles. I mean, like you said it best, right? Because I have your resume here too. You started it in banking and then you worked your way up, working more into the logistics sides of things. And then working your way up to a operations manager. So that really shows me, your work ethic. Um, so tell me a little bit about your experience, if you don't mind, at US PAC as an operations coordinator and what your day-to-day looked like.
Well, my role as an operations coordinator with US PAC is I would dispatch work to drivers, which I had a total of 50 drivers. I would give them the routes and the packages, and I assure that they deliver the packages to the correct addresses because it has um, medical for patients from hospitals. So that is very important. And sometimes I do have to speak to patients as well.
Okay. And in the event that you're speaking to the patient, what would be the reasoning for that?
The reasoning would be to get the addresses correct and to
Okay.
make sure that they are aware that the medication is on their way and that they will be dropped off at the appropriate locations.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's the reason why you're connecting with the patients directly, just having that direct communication to avoid any issues with delivery. That sounds
Right.
amazing. And you mentioned you were dispatching at that position, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I know yesterday we also spoke a little bit about your experience with entering purchase orders, right? So would you mind telling me a little bit about that?
Well, entering purchase orders would be with the company U Street Couriers,
Mhm.
as I would be in charge of management of the warehouse where we unload and load box trucks, and sometimes orders will come in the middle of that process, and I will have to enter it to correctly deliver the products necessary.
Absolutely. And would you say that your prior positions were more or less of a high volume environment, whether it was calls, emails, entering orders? Are you used to that type of, pace and environment?
Oh yes, I actually thrive in that, and I can multitask. I have
Yeah.
a variety of skills that has helped me, especially with Microsoft Excel
Yeah.
and Microsoft Access.
Absolutely. I agree. And I know you said that you were a dispatcher previously. Were there any certain particular systems that you were using that you can share with
Yeah,
me?
yes. I used proprietary software in
Mhm.
order to dispatch the products, the packages to the drivers, and make sure that the routes are efficient as possible.
Amazing. And were those a lot more calls or were those email or just like a mixture of both?
It'll be a mixture of both emails,
Yeah.
calls, and computer work.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with me. And then in reference to just kind of tie up our interview here, in reference to any, vacations or any time off that you'll be needing, do you need any time off within the next 30 days or so?
No, I do not. I
No?
am open and available throughout the whole year.
Awesome. And then my last question would be as far as starting a new position. I know we chatted off the camera here, but if you don't mind telling me once again, as far as starting, what would be the timeline that you would like to start a new position?
Well, if the position is available now, I
Mhm.
am available now.
Amazing. Well, that excites me, and hopefully we can get you in the door right away with one of our clients here. But Caesar, it's been a pleasure chatting with you and getting to know your professional experience. Apologies about my camera. I had to shut it off because I kept freezing. But I want to wrap up the interview here. And again, thank you again for your time. If you don't mind, stay with me in the line really quickly. I want to continue chatting with you.
Okay, no problem. I'll be right here.
Thank you.